Hey everyone. I know we promised that we would be in person this week, but we're pushing that to next week. So we're on Zoom. There's three of us here tonight. Welcome back to the Unqualified Film Bros podcast. We're missing Declan tonight. We all had a really, and that's a great way to start the episode when I'm trying to get my camera back up and working. Um, so here's how it's going to work. I'm going to stay on no camera for a little bit. Um, I don't know how much of that actually got through. So we were all in DC this week. We had a great time, most of us watching the VelociPastor. It's I think deliberately terrible, and that makes it so much fun to watch, especially when you're drunk. So let's start with Max tonight. Max, what do you think of the VelociPastor?
Yeah, I mean, I think you nailed it pretty much, right? Like it knows it's absolutely bonkers. Like I don't think there's a single aspect. Well, there might be, but for my argument's sake, there isn't a single aspect of this film that takes itself seriously. I know for a fact none of it takes itself too seriously. Um, but yeah, I mean, I thought it was enjoyable for that for what it was, right? It's not a good movie, but it was enjoyable to the extent that this is just a wild ride from minute one and through minute what 75 or whatever. It's just like it's just crazy. Like it's really stupid, but it was just fun to watch.
I will
Yeah, go
I'll
ahead.
follow and be more middle review, which is I liked some parts, but I thought the novelty of a dumb movie got I got bored kind of quickly. It's like it was fun, and then it was sort of just not.
Why do they call him Frankie Mermaid?
Yeah, I mean it's stuff like that. It's like it's funny the first time, but oh my God, he's swimming with bitches.
Thank you.
It's like I don't know. I found some of it funny, but then I don't know. Past a certain point, everyone just being really dumb. I got bored of it.
Yeah, I mean
That's fair.
it's it's not meant, and like you see this in the movie podcast community. The VelociPastor is not meant to be taken too seriously as a film. It's extraordinarily low budget for a feature, to the
Yeah,
point where you see, instead of a car on fire, text on the screen saying VFX car on fire. But at the same time, that's played for laughs. It was, we were all
well,
just
yeah. I mean,
rolling in our seats watching that.
I get what it's meant to do, but I got a little bored. I mean, honestly, like despite what it's trying to do, I still find movies trying to be serious that are bad a lot more enjoyable. When it's trying to be bad, it's like kind of fun, but if there's no, I don't know, creativity, I guess. Like some of it was funny, but it was just sort of random. It's like Chinese Christians selling cocaine. And it was like kind of funny, but at the same time, I was just sort of bored at a certain point.
It's it's more a commentary on how to fight corruption within an organization that you have blindly followed. It's told through a really silly lens. Like, obviously, a priest has his parents killed, and then he goes east and he gets transformed into a dinosaur and then comes back and fights crime and fights corruption in the church. That's not serious.
Yeah,
So it with a film like, you take some of of the bad movies, and I will use the word bad movies that we've done, and I'm talking about Morbius, I'm talking about Blonde, I'm talking about Home Team. These are just a few of the bad movies we've talked about on this
Well,
podcast. Those are
it's a
all bad movies that take themselves really seriously. Like they try in some way, shape, or form to be good. There is none of that in this movie. And if you accept that from, as Max said, minute one and just go along for the ride, you're going to have a fucking blast.
I mean, I can accept that. Like, I love Airplane as a film, but
Airplane's a
that
great film.
it's just a little too dumb for me. It's like I laughed at some of the stuff, but I don't know. I was just sort of dumbed out. I mean, I don't really like dumb humor. I don't like Dumb and Dumber. Anything that's too stupid, I have a hard time sitting through. So that's probably why. Like I
Okay,
like Air.
Mr. Highbrow Cinema.
I mean, I'm sorry. I want my humor to be elevated.
So since we're reviewing this movie, I don't really want to. I mean, I how do I phrase this? Um, let's let's talk about the cast real quick because none of these actors are particularly well known. Even right now, I could not tell you the name of any actor. I could tell you a couple character names. I couldn't
I
tell
have
you
no
who's
idea
in
who's
this
in this
movie.
movie.
So,
Yeah.
do you guys think that, you know, if there had been a big budget for this story and they had had brand names and, real VFX and on and on and on, how do you think this movie would have been impacted?
Not much, honestly,
Probably
because
would have been worse, but like I don't
yeah,
think the movie as is. I don't think anyone is going to change it. You'd have to rewrite the screenplay. That's the
yeah.
only way for me.
Like
So the
if the point
screenplay,
is to try to make it better, then you got to rewrite it.
I mean, it's trying to be purposely bad. Like I understand that. It's just it doesn't. That's not always funny for 75 minutes. It's like
Yeah,
funny for 5 minutes for me at least.
yeah, I mean, I'm glad this movie didn't stick around longer than it did.
By
If
by
they had
45,
stretched this out,
I was
what?
definitely on it. By minute 45, I was definitely waiting for it to be over.
I feel like I may have been too. Um, but like this movie could not have been a short, I don't think. And I don't think it could have been a feature much longer than what it was. Like I don't think I even would have, found it as fun an experience. And maybe I was super drunk when we watched this. So maybe I
Yeah,
enjoyed it more because of that.
I think you could put on anything, and you'd probably laugh at it.
I don't think I
It-
could get
it
really drunk,
definitely-
and I don't think I could get really drunk and enjoy Blonde.
Okay, well that's fair. I mean, some of the movies you listed are definitely like they're bad, but they're not like bad in the funny way. They're just depressing bad. It's like Blonde is just
Blonde was
depressing.
depressing bad.
Um, but like Morbius, I don't know. Some people definitely could find that funny because of how serious it's played. Especially, I mean, the dance scene is ridiculous. Um, but I don't know. It's too much for me. Like I do love slapstick, and that's kind of as dumb as it gets for me. Um, I mean, I love elements of this movie reminded me of Kentucky Fried Movie, but it's a much Kentucky Fried Movie is a much better film that does the sort of same
Of
low
course, it's a
budget.
better film.
Well,
Everything we can talk about is a better film. This is a bad movie.
I know.
Uh-oh.
Okay, well,
Boys.
well just
Yeah,
being on our podcast.
yeah. Well, this is sort of my movie, so like,
Okay, all right. Do your spiel on whatever it's about.
Look, I don't know what kind of nonsense you guys have dropped before I got in here, but that is very, very
Well,
very
maybe if you had been on time.
okay. Well, nobody told me. So, uh, I thought that this movie is very, very high on the list of the greatest films ever made.
Okay, all right.
I think it's easily better than films like Citizen Kane,
Citizens Kane.
It is better than Citizens Kane.
Yeah, Citizens Kane. It's a shitty sequel.
Yeah.
All right, but I like I
Private
watch
Ryan.
I rank and rate movies based on how much I enjoy watching them, and I enjoy watching VelociPastor more than I enjoy watching Citizen Kane. Like
Well, I mean,
that's not
there's
even
an obvious
a
reason for that.
question.
It's because it's literally better. I
I
mean,
I did not.
well, I mean, like
I
here's the
really did
thing. Like,
that.
here's the thing. Like, if you took the thing about VelociPastor is actually a very interesting litmus test on who takes themselves and their lives too
Oh my
seriously.
God, just like the DAC test. He's got a test for everything.
Well, yeah, like
The
now,
VelociPastor test.
now, if you watch VelociPastor and you're like, "Oh, that was a terrible movie,"
If you don't know ball.
and you react with indignation about it, then you take yourself way too seriously and you have a stick up your ass and you kind of suck.
Jesus Christ.
No, like you have no sense of humor and you're probably suck at parties. Like
Oh my God.
honestly, if I ever have a party that has like a list, I'm literally making everybody who I might invite watch this movie and tell me their reaction. Just
I'm
to,
I'm not making the list. I'm gonna be honest.
well, then yeah, you're not making. Sadly, you're not making the list. Uh, because no, it's interesting because this sort of form of movie, you sort of have to, let go a little bit of your preconceptions of what a movie actually is, and recognize that it really is just its own different form of comedy.
It's
Um,
not just a movie, it's a movie.
it really feels like a movie. But no, it's interesting because like it it it's really just again it's just its own form of comedy, and ultimately that it's not any different from having an absurd movie where two morons chase a woman across the country to Aspen while running away from the mafia. Like that's ridiculous too. It's
We were just
ultimately
talking about Dumb and Dumber before you hopped on.
that's a great
Yeah,
movie.
I don't like that movie.
But what ultimately what it really is, what comedy really is just something to make you laugh. And the ways in which it's just a medium, comedic movies are just a way to make you laugh through a moving picture. And it's actually, and you really don't have to overthink it. I think, you know, people have spent so much time focusing on making movies good that they've sort of almost, and that's not to say they shouldn't do that, but we've almost forgotten that that actually isn't necessarily a requirement for comedy. Comedy is supposed to be funny, and ultimately comedy has really one objective. And I think the thing about VelociPastor is that it does it, and I'm dead serious about this, is that it just takes a unique path to achieve that objective, and it does.
Hey, Jeff, have you considered watching more low budget films?
Well, I've actually seen quite a few.
You are aware that this is not the first.
No, but it is the best one.
All right.
It is the best one because none of them have priests
Hey,
and slash or dinosaurs.
I think
No,
what
I
you mean
mean,
is priests and dinosaurs, because a lot of them have priests and a lot of them have dinosaurs.
yeah, but it's because like I've seen it's they aren't quite as fun. They just are, and that's the thing. Like so, a lot of the other ones just they aren't quite as funny. Like Ouija Shark is not nearly as funny, although Ouija Shark is a banger. I'm not gonna lie. They're not as funny. That's the thing about VelociPastor is it does it the best, in my opinion.
You should honestly watch some of the like old Chinese movies, kung fu movies that are really low budget.
Look, VelociPastor is one. I mean, like
Okay.
that
I
is
don't
that
think
is
it was actually made
ultimately
in China.
it's a martial arts movie. It's a love story. It's sort of a an intelligent commentary on the perceived backwards prehistoric nature of religious faith at times. which is interesting because he's
It's the metaphor.
He's faced with this dichotomy of, being with the prostitute and rejecting his dinosaur side. And oh wait, no, he accepts the dinosaur side.
Yeah.
Well, he finds a way to reconcile them. That's the whole thing. He shows that religious belief. It's ultimately a reformist religious movie when you think about it.
What you're saying is, in the modern day priesthood, you should be able to have sex with hookers.
That's correct.
You should also
that's
be
not
able
what
to
I'm saying. That's
turn
what
into
sorry, that's what
dinosaurs.
that film was saying.
It's ultimately a sort of a progressive reformist rebuke of orthodox faith.
You're also allowed to murder people.
Well, he's not murdering people. He's ultimately just a superhero. I think he should be
definitely murdering people when he turns him into a dinosaur.
No,
he's murdering bad people.
You see him at the end, he tears off some guy's head.
Yeah, but in self-defense.
Yeah, it's a bad guy. He's killing only bad guys. He's basically a superhero.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically the Punisher.
I think that's against one of the commandments, man.
Well, no, but that's the whole thing.
Again,
it's reformist religious. It's a reformist.
He's rejecting the, old school nature of his religious career in favor of something new and what he believes would help the world. And I can't believe I just said something about this movie that wasn't a complete joke.
Well, I mean, the movie's deadly. Ultimately, it's deadly serious. It's the most critical examination of religious faith in our society I've ever seen.
It's definitely more rejecting Christianity. I don't think he's reconciling anything. He should definitely abandon being a priest because
he leaves the church at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he realizes that true religion is found outside of ordered religious institutions. That's the whole message of the movie. And that dinosaurs are a great antidote to ninjas.
But what is religion?
Yo, when the ninjas show up through the window and they're just like, hiya. We were all just rolling laughing. Am I remembering that wrong?
No, it was hilarious. But I mean, I also love the anti-Vietnam commentary, the anti-Vietnam War commentary. Like,
there was war commentary?
Oh, absolutely.
Where?
First of all, it was sadly they did not play Fortunate Son during the
they definitely don't have the budget for that.
Well, no, but
you know what? It would have been worth it if they poured their entire budget into one bar of Fortunate Son. Just like da-na-now, and that's it.
Yeah, it's all you need. I mean, but like when Father Stewart was in the Vietnam War with
James Stewart,
with his like 50 years younger superior, and he blew up, and then his wife showed up on the battlefield, and then she blew up. It really shows that ultimately what war does is take from everybody.
What was she doing on the battlefield?
What was she doing there?
Well, it's a mystery. It's up to your interpretation. That's part of the story. It's almost an abstract piece in that way.
Honestly, that was the best scene in the movie for me. I like that one. That was good slapstick.
I think, you call moments like that slapstick.
I call it profundity.
It's, I think the idea of the comedy of this film is that it's not meant to be put into a box like that.
Yeah.
It's definitely in a box. It's definitely in the low budget box.
It also opens up to fan theories about whether or not Father Stewart's wife had access to the powers of the claw, and that's how she ended up.
What Reddit theories are you looking at?
It's not Reddit theories. It's, I wrote a 30-page paper about this in the film school I don't go to. George, write it.
You want me to write a paper about VelociPastor for film school?
Yes.
I'll write a 30-page VelociPastor paper for film school.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, I don't have too much to add. kind of found some of the parts funny. And
It
I mean, I guess it's not in a box, but there's definitely a lot of slapstick humor. Some of it just doesn't come across as well.
there are two
Mhm.
types of people. People who like VelociPastor and understand it, and people who are not capable of understanding film. And it's just unfortunate that the movie is too intelligent for a populace that is declining in intellect.
VelociPastor
Especially,
is so lowbrow that it's actually highbrow.
Wait. Did you guys hear that Nope didn't get any Oscar nominations?
well, I'm not mad about that. I'm mad that VelociPastor didn't get any, despite coming out several years ago.
And
It
now they're
should just.
working towards a sequel. What
Oh
do you
my god!
guys? Here's a question for you guys. What do you want to see in a VelociPastor sequel? Because they're
I want.
crowdfunding for it right now.
Well, I need to see. Well, I would really like to see the relationship between Carol and Doug sort of develop. And I'd like to see her potentially become like his like sidekick. I would
Like
also like to.
Pterodactyl Lady.
Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah,
I
no, because
want
she
the
can
boss of
fly.
babies.
Wait,
Um,
That would be,
pterodactyl too. Prostitute mixed with a pterodactyl.
well, I mean, again,
Prostodactyl. We found it.
we talked
Prostodactyl.
about this the other day, but like, I would like to see a revenge plot with Frankie Mermaid's brother or something. Um,
And why do they call him Frankie Mermaid?
well, that's really up to interpretation. We need to examine whether or not she was being serious or whether or not she was being dismissive when he asked that question.
Both.
Because ultimately, I think that we may find out that Frankie Mermaid's name comes from somewhere else, and I think we're also going to find out that he has some connection besides being a low level operative for the organization of ninjas that um that father U.S. Senator Doug Jones took down. Uh, but I look, there's endless opportunity for revenge plots. I think we could expand into space. I think that um, potentially integrating him into the MCU is a possibility. Um, so like what if like he's doing this thing because he's in New York, I think, and just Daredevil's there, and it's like a couple guys like us should team up,
What the hell is happening?
and that's it. That's
something
what
to do
they
with
should do.
Spider-Man.
That's what they should do. Yeah, no. Something to do with Frankie Mermaid, I think.
Coach, have you ever seen Thanksgiving?
Thanks killing.
Yeah.
Are there sharks in it?
Why would there be sharks in it?
Well, I don't know. A lot of these movies all either have sharks or dinosaurs.
They have
That's
neither.
true.
Does it? Does it have? Does it have like predatory, like giant turkeys or something?
No, it has a turkey, like a Thanksgiving Day turkey that kills people.
Oh
Is it
well,
already dead or is it alive?
No, not even like an alive turkey. Literally, the turkey.
the
That
budget was $3,500.
What is this movie, Ben? What's it called?
Thanksgiving.
Thanks killing.
It's right up your alley, Coach. If you
It
like,
sounds electric. I'm gonna watch it immediately.
it's definitely up your alley.
$112,000.
I was gonna watch
Wait, there's a
Cloverfield.
film series, Thanks Killing. There's more than
Yeah.
one.
Thanksgiving 3.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I
god,
feel
it
like-
takes place in 1621.
Yeah, they skipped
Yes.
Thanksgiving 3. They don't have Thanksgiving 2 because they made the joke at the end. The next one was going to be Thanksgiving in space.
Oh, they went to space.
They
I
went
can't
to
wait to see
space.
this. This is gonna be fucking electric.
Wait, the budget for Thanksgiving was $3,500. They crowdfunded Thanksgiving 3 and it got $112,000.
This is it's a pretty famous movie among the horror community. Great Thanksgiving horror movie.
There was a
Well, we don't have
musical
enough Thanksgiving movies.
adaptation.
Huh?
There was a musical adaptation of Thanksgiving.
Hey, I wrote a Thanksgiving movie. It's not a turkey slasher though.
Yeah, it's a pretty fantastic movie. Great low budget.
Okay, so I'm on the VelociPastor Kickstarter right now. So their stretch goals include $125,000. Greg live streams getting a VelociPastor tattoo. Oh my god, they have a teaser trailer. I can't wait. Can I see this in theaters?
Probably not.
That's
You could
devastating.
rent out AMC for $200 and then probably ask them to play it for you.
I would do
That's
that.
Typically only do films that are in theaters now, but I'm sure you could ask them to do it because you're renting
I
a
mean,
theater. It's
you
basically a
could
private theater.
rent a theater for a private screening of whatever you want, probably,
Yeah,
Mhm.
as long as it's not like an adult film or something.
I don't know. They'd probably let you do that
Oh my
At
god,
mainstream theaters like
the girl
AMC,
who plays
for enough money. Yeah.
Carol was in The Wolves. You know the play that they did at Cannes a couple years ago?
oh yeah,
She was in that.
I think
Wait, hold on. He was in the guy was in the guy who played the VelociPastor was in American Horror Story.
which season
Was he a pastor again?
I hope he was a dinosaur.
was he a dinosaur?
What?
He wasn't, but he should have been. All right, I'm gonna donate a couple $1 million to this.
Imagine what they could do with $1 million budget.
Oh my god. Well, no, they would ruin it. They would just pocket most of the money.
Fair.
I hope so. I don't want them making this a high budget film.
I think what
He raised $120,000.
how I feel about the VelociPastor, other than it being a phenomenal movie, period. No, I mean it's an absolute blast to watch when you're just drunk and looking for, a few laughs.
It's really like you should watch. You actually should watch it. It's really
It's
funny.
funny. And as someone who I'm going to play the film school card, as someone who's trying to get into this world, seeing someone make an independent comedy movie feature length just by, writing, directing, producing, editing it himself, casting a bunch of unknown actors, and just making a movie.
I mean, was he gonna get known actors for it though?
Exactly.
Is that an
I mean,
option?
that's a good point. But like, it's,
Robert Downey Jr. turned it down.
it's, dare I say, inspirational to a budding filmmaker like myself.
I like that you take inspiration of it, but I'm pretty sure you're not capable of something this good. I don't know if anybody is.
Keeping me humble. I love it.
I mean, like Star Wars, which I've never seen, is definitely worse than this, probably. He never
Episode
said
2 might be.
somehow Frankie Mermaid returned.
I can't
Oh,
believe-
that's gonna be oh, I hope that's in the second one. That would be so funny.
Frankie Mermaid died in this one.
Yeah, but somehow he returned.
Dark cloning technology.
Hmm.
Secrets only the Sith know.
But like, this movie is exactly what it sets out to be. No one's expecting it to be the single greatest, horror comedy of all time.
Oh, he's
except
going
for
to
maybe
Italy.
Coach.
He's going to Italy.
Who is?
The VelociPastor.
VelociPastor. Okay, so apparently, if you donate $20 or more, which I don't know if it's closed or not. Oh, it is closed. Rip. If you donate $20 or more, you get behind the scenes access.
Wow.
Which I wish I had known about because I would have easily done that.
That's
Do you think they
really
would have,
big-
if you donate like $50 or more, do you think you would have gotten to try on the VelociPastor costume
I
from
would
the
have
end?
I would have messaged them and said if I donate like 500, do I get to be in the movie?
They would definitely say yes.
Then
I
I
would
would
think they'd say
100%.
yes.
That would be so worth it. Are you kidding me? That would be insane. This is
That
it's a
that
movie I'm
that would be worth
genuinely a
it for me
fan
too.
of. What?
That would be worth it for me too.
Yeah, like it's a movie I'm genuinely a fan of. That would be and certainly be fun to meet like the VelociPastor and Carol and Frankie Mermaid potentially. Like it's incredible.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Like,
Anything
dude,
else
if I
on
ever saw
anything
Frankie
else on
Mermaid,
VelociPastor?
No, I'm good.
No,
I'm just
one of
ready to
the
hear
great
Ben talk more about it.
No, because Ben doesn't get it. He failed the test.
nope.
All right, yeah, VelociPastor. It's a movie.
You got to be in the mood for a very dumb film, and drunk, probably.
Well, I don't know
You
about
might
that.
enjoy it.
Please
If you have
drink
a
responsibly.
monocle and a pipe, you'll enjoy it more. It's really a high IQ movie. It's a high class movie.
Please be responsible when you see this movie. I believe it's streaming on Peacock, and we watched it
really?
on Prime Video,
That's
so you can rent it
Peacock?
there.
it's actually streaming on Peacock.
I'm
That's
pretty sure I can. I will check and
Folks, they've
I'll
made it.
confirm in the description. So I turn my camera back on. It's probably gonna start freaking out in a minute, but we'll be back next week. We're posting our in-person episode from DC this week. Next week, um, it's DC Trivia 2. So enjoy that one. We're excited to see how that one plays out. And I told you that would happen. Okay.
Yeah, we all knew it was gonna
Yeah,
happen.
nobody really doubted you or like cares, but like
All
okay.
right. Okay. Let's.
Yeah, I may need to get a new laptop before the next time we do an episode.
Please
Zoom.
stop. Yeah, so you can stop sending us the fucking goddamn numbers. The numbers, what do they mean?
It's the Zoom info. That's how people send Zoom info.
No, it's not. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. They send links.
Yeah, that's true.
Most people do.
Oh my
I
god,
don't really care.
I can send links.
All
Just
right.
text.
Anyway,
right.
faster.
Enjoy VelociPastor. 100% of the people in this Zoom call enjoyed VelociPastor.
That's great.
Ben the most.
Sure.
Yay, Ben agrees.
VelociPastor is polling favorably by North Korea margins. So I mean, like, you
What?
know, like their elections, like 100% of the
Great.
vote.
He's saying 100% of the vote is in favor of VelociPastor.
Oh,
That's
oh, oh. Gotcha.
It's winning by dictator margins.
I see.
Massive cheating.
All right. We will see you for trivia next week, and then we'll be back on Zoom. Declan's back with us next week, so that'll be fun. Let's try turning the camera back on to say goodbye. Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
All right. See ya.